guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well, and in today's video we're going to be styling a festive Indian capsule wardrobe. Now, I've seen a lot of these capsule wardrobe videos out there. I'm by far not the first one to create a capsule wardrobe video. However, I haven't actually seen any Indian capsule wardrobes, and with the festive season right around the corner, I thought it would be a great idea to show you how you can use a few selected pieces to still create new and interesting festival looks. So what is a capsule wardrobe? A capsule wardrobe in my head, and I'm sure you can find definitions out there, but for me, it's basically a collection of different pieces that all work seamlessly together to create a lot of different looks that you can still be interested in wearing and not feel bored with. Now, I do understand that 2020 is a little bit different for all of us, and not everyone may have the means or the ability to go out and purchase new pieces of clothing, and that's exactly why I tried to create this video where you don't actually need to go out and buy a lot of things. Maybe you just buy that one thing, maybe that's all you can afford, maybe you don't have the ability to buy absolutely anything new this year, but this video is actually going to show you how you can put together pieces, most likely pieces that you already own, to create a cohesive capsule or a cohesive set that you can keep wearing for a multiple different occasions. First step to putting together your festive capsule is to figure out what colors you want to be your key colors in your wardrobe. Just to make things simpler for you, I'm going to divide how I'm going to choose my colors with you in two key categories. So the first category is core colors, and these would probably make up about 70 or 80% of your core wardrobe. And when I say wardrobe, I mean capsule wardrobe, just keep that in mind. But they would make out the core or the main base colors that you really like to wear. So for my capsule wardrobe, what I did is I chose two colors, and the first one is hot pink. I absolutely love this color, and surprisingly, I own a lot of like Indian wear sort of pieces that are in this shade. So it just made the choice super easy for me, right? Because I already had so many things that were Indian wear that were in this shade, and that's literally the reason why I chose this as my base shade. My second core color is orange. I just think hot pink and orange look absolutely amazing together, and frankly, I actually bought myself one saree. Honestly, I just wanted to wear the saree, and I knew already that my entire capsule was 100% going to have a saree, and it already had pink and orange, which is why those became my two core colors. So the second set of colors that you want to choose for yourself is a contrasting color. So if the first core set of colors that you chose are your favorites, which could be super bright like mine or pastels like somebody else's, you want to choose something that is in straight contrast. So probably look at the color wheel and go right opposite to whatever colors you've chosen, and those would be your contrasting colors. And for my contrasting colors, I went in and I chose a mint green. The real reason why I chose this color particularly is, again, another saree that I knew I wanted to wear this year, and I'll admit it, it's okay to indulge yourself. If there are specific pieces that you really want to wear, throw out all my rules and just pick those as your main colors. What you can do is follow the next few steps and build your wardrobe around that. So step number 2 is to choose your metals. For my wardrobe, I actually chose gold tones because what I realized is that most of the pieces that I wanted to pick actually had some gold work on them. And the second thing is, when I scroll through my pictures of like the last few years where I've attended festivals or where I've just attended somebody's wedding or party, I realized that I tend to wear a lot more gold jewelry when I go to these functions as opposed to my everyday jewelry, which is 100% silver. I love junk jewelry, I love statement jewelry, and but that's not usually my style when it comes to weddings, which is why I chose to go with a gold tone.
And some pro tips on choosing your colors. Check the pieces that you already own. That gives you a great point to start. Scroll through your festive photos if needed, and finally, it's okay to base your capsule around one or two key pieces that you really love.
Finally, we are on to step number 3, which is probably the most important step of this whole exercise, and that is actually picking out your pieces. Yay! Okay, so I personally am following a formula of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got this idea of this process of putting together a capsule wardrobe from Fernanda of approximately right. I'm going to throw up her channel somewhere here. You should absolutely go follow her. But she puts together seasonal wardrobes, and by far they're the most cohesive ones and the most practical ones that I've seen. So I thought it would be a good idea to sort of take that same formula but throw it into something that's more Indian and give you a sort of a guideline of what you could be putting together. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 basically stands for the different kinds of pieces that you would pick from each category. First category that I chose is kurtas. Now, when you choose your categories, while you can follow the same formula that I have, I highly recommend that you choose your maximums to be things that you genuinely enjoy wearing. That's just going to make your life so much simpler, it's going to make things so much easier, and you're actually going to make use of the pieces that you have. So the first kurta is this beautiful kurta from Okhai. I love Okhai. This is part of a set that I bought from them ages ago, and let me tell you, the fit is amazing, the style is amazing. It has these little sort of mirror pieces on it, which is super subtle, but they still look beautiful. And of course it has pockets, which is amazing. Okay, that sells me on absolutely anything. Second kurta is actually another kurta from Okhai, which is this beautiful orange, bright, almost neon kurta. Now, these kinds of pieces actually give you the ability to dress them up or dress them down, so they work just as well on casual occasions where maybe it's just a little house celebration or even a fancy sangeet somewhere. You can absolutely dress them up or down, which is why I thought this was one of those staples that had to go in here. My third kurta is actually not even a kurta. It is this beautiful, almost A-line sort of a dress, but it did fall in the hot pink category. Now, it has this blue detailing at the bottom and the sleeves, and I know blue wasn't one of our colors, and this doesn't really go well with any of the other pieces, but the most of the outfit is still pink, so a little bit of style magic and we can absolutely hide the blue. Fourth kurta that I have is a more muted, casual, mint green, almost pista green kurta. This is, again, I believe it's like a dress. It doesn't have the slits on the sides, it has pockets, and it has this button detailing at the front, which I think is amazing. But I wanted to give myself an option for something that had no frills, no shine, none of those things, just a simple cotton kurta. Number 5. And you know what? It's not even a kurta. Okay, I already cheated here, so I do not own anything else that would fall in the same category as the color scheme that I picked out for myself. So instead of throwing in a kurta, what I did is I threw in this beautiful pink and orange dupatta. Now this dupatta actually belongs to my mom. I borrowed it, but well, now I own it. Okay, so it's mine now. But this beautiful dupatta, I actually wore it as almost a top and a jacket a couple of years ago in Navratri, and I think the colors work perfectly with the rest of my capsule, which is why I just thought it made sense to replace my last kurta with this dupatta, which can technically turn into a top if I needed to. So it's cheating, but it's not completely cheating, if you know what I mean. For our 4 pieces, which is our next category, I chose to go with blouses. First blouse is this beautiful backless sort of number, which is in a bright pink color. It has all of this gota work detailing at the front, and it has these ties at the back, which just give you a really sexy back in my opinion, and I absolutely love it. The second blouse is another hot pink number. Clearly I have a thing for this color when it comes to traditional Indian pieces, but this is a lot more intricate and embroidered. This is a very Navratri-esque blouse. Okay, let's face it, it is a Navratri blouse that somebody purchased for me a few years ago, and I've actually worn it so many different times since then. So the third blouse that I picked is something that every Indian girl has owned at some point in time in their lives, and that is a golden blouse. Now at present I don't actually own a perfectly fitting golden blouse, but I still wanted to throw one in here just to show you the versatility of it, and that is why I have this almost borrowed, slightly ill-fitting blouse. I don't really know how to make it fit myself, and I'm still waiting for things to become safer before I can go out to my tailor and get it fixed. But this blouse is nothing fancy, nothing very different. It's just a basic gold blouse. It has a bit of a mesh net style detailing at the neck, and it has ties at the back. For our 4th piece, I picked out something that's not even a blouse. So this blouse is a very simple embroidered number, which is in a brighter mint green than the one that I originally picked, but as is with most things in this capsule, this was something that I already had. It was in a silhouette that I enjoyed, so I decided to throw it in and focus on styling it in the right way for it to work. Alright, so that finishes our second category, which was 4 blouses. Moving on to our third category, which is 3 pieces, and for my third category I chose to go with 3 trousers or 3 bottoms. So my first pair of bottoms is actually from the Okhai set. So Okhai's set, the first kurta was already in there, and I just thought that we don't really need to break the set, so I threw in the bottoms as my first pick as well. The fact that they're in a nude tone, it just makes things so much easier to manage and sort of match with other things. It has an elasticated back, and it has a straight cut fit. The second piece is, again, we're veering away from traditional Indian into something a lot more Western, and I decided to throw in these slightly baggy, high-waisted, hot pink trousers. Now, honestly, these were a failed buy, where I thought they were a very different color, but they just came in the mail and they were this bright color, and I'd ordered it from a website in UK, which meant that shipping was insane and returning it was just not possible, so they've hung out in my closet for quite some time. However, while I was putting together this capsule, I knew that this would be a perfect match with every other color, all of the bright chaos that was happening in this capsule, so these became my second pick. For our last and final bottom pick, what we have is a simple lehenga. This simple gold lehenga with the little bit of a border detailing at the bottom, and the beautiful tassels was the perfect fit for me. Again, the fact that it is in a gold tone makes it super versatile and gives you the ability to mix and match and dress it up or down, just like a lot of other more casual style pieces we have. Alright, so that finishes our 3 out of 5 categories. We're almost at the end, guys. Make sure that you comment down below if you agree with my choices or what your colors of your own capsule would be if you're putting one together along with us. I would love to know these things, because you know what, I'm nosy. Okay. Going into our 4th category, which is 2 pieces, and hello, I'm wearing a saree right now. You knew this was coming, and we are going to be picking 2 sarees. And hint hint, I actually already told you what these sarees were going to be. So our first saree is this beautiful bright pink and orange number. It's a fairly basic cotton silk blend sari and it drapes like a dream. I'm not even kidding. It drapes in about 5 or 10 minutes, which is saying something because I usually take forever to try to drape something. So our second sari is this beautiful mint sari, which honestly reminds me of mint ice cream. If you haven't tried it, it's actually really nice, but it's not everybody's cup of tea, I can imagine. But this sari is in a linen silk blend, and while it does take a little bit of effort to drape this one, I do think it looks so chic. It can be dressed up, dressed down. I've actually worn this already a couple of times on my Instagram, so if you're not following me on there, you probably don't know about it, so I'm going to throw pictures on for you. But I do think this is again one of those pieces which is super versatile and super timeless. And with that, we are in our last category, which is one final item of our 15-piece capsule. And for that, I mean, you want to take a guess what it is? Pause this video, go in the comment and guess what I'm going to pick as my final category. So if you guessed it was a dupatta, you are absolutely right. The one thing missing from everything that we've already picked out so far that can just marry everything together is a beautiful dupatta. I chose to go with this very simple, almost see-through golden dupatta because I just think it looks like something that will go with every single piece that I've picked out for the rest of the capsule, and also the versatility of this piece is through the roof. With that, we are at the end of our 15-piece capsule wardrobe. I know what you're thinking, we did not include any jewelry or shoes in here. The reason why I didn't include those here is because I do think that the kind of jewelry that every person wears, especially for Indian festivals, is very subjective to what you like or do not like. To keep this open to interpretation to whatever works for you. And with that, we are at the end of this first video. You're probably dying to know how I'm going to style these pieces. Well, you just need to wait a little bit more. That is going to be a second video. This video already is over an hour long. I can see the timer there, and editing this is going to be a nightmare, but I hope this video gave you some useful information or some tips on how you can probably just shop your own wardrobe this festive season and still create something very unique and very cohesive. If you enjoyed this video, please consider sharing it with a friend. It doesn't really cost you anything, but it helps me a great deal. And maybe like, comment, do those other YouTuber things maybe if you want to. Even if you choose not to do any of these things, I'm glad that you were watching me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.